These visible gaps can be exploited by anyone looking for an easy entry. For an HOA board, these hardware failures create a direct chain of legal liability. If an incident occurs and your entry logs are non-existent because the gates were easily bypassed, the board is left exposed. This risk often leads to higher insurance premiums and a measurable dip in property values. Relying on passive cameras that only record onto a local hard drive provides very little protection. By the time someone reviews the footage, the damage is already done, and the vehicle involved has likely left the area. Communities are increasingly evaluating modern access control, AI-powered CCTV, and license plate recognition to address these gaps. We are going to look at the true costs, the operational trade-offs, and the financial impact of these technological upgrades. While failing to upgrade makes a community an easy target, choosing the wrong financial model for that technology can rapidly drain an HOA's capital reserves. HOA boards are caught in a difficult balancing act. You have to find a way to tighten security without triggering exorbitant costs or a wave of resident pushback over new protocols. This matrix maps administrative effort against actual security and control. Traditional physical keys and static PIN codes sit in the high-effort, low-control quadrant. They require constant management time, but offer very little certainty about who is actually on the property. The goal is to move into this opposite quadrant. Modern AI systems aim for high control and low effort, automating the busywork while giving you a clear view of your perimeter. However, many of these systems come with a specific market trap: subscription models that keep critical community data behind an annual paywall. The challenge for the board is architecting a financial model that actively protects the community's long-term budget while maintaining high security standards. We'll start by evaluating the migration from static gate codes to dynamic RFID fobs and mobile app credentials. This shift allows for the instant, remote revocation of access. If a fob is lost or a resident moves out, property managers can deactivate the credential from any location, ensuring the perimeter stays secure. This level of control acts as a policy enforcement tool. Boards can automatically restrict amenity access for residents who fall behind on their dues, ensuring that community assets are preserved for those who are current. The trade-off is the administrative burden. To work effectively, the property manager must maintain a flawless, up-to-date resident database at all times. Boards should also expect friction when non-compliant residents are physically blocked from using community amenities and begin directing their complaints to the management office. Digitized access is an exceptionally powerful enforcement mechanism. It requires a board that is prepared to stay firm when residents are held accountable to community rules. The second category of evaluation is the move toward proactive monitoring through AI-powered CCTV and license plate recognition. AI systems analyze video in real time, detecting unpermitted vehicles and flagging suspicious loitering before vandalism occurs. This is a significant shift from traditional cameras that only record an event after it's already happened. License plate recognition specifically automates parking enforcement. It creates a searchable timeline of visitor movement, showing exactly when and where a vehicle entered the property. These systems do have high technical requirements. AI and LPR demand significant network bandwidth and a large capacity for local data storage to handle the high-resolution processing. To manage privacy concerns, boards must establish legally compliant data policies. Residents need to know how long data is kept and what safeguards are in place to prevent over-surveillance. Upgrading to these systems changes your security posture. You move from reactive incident recording to a model of proactive threat intervention. The most critical decision for a board's fiduciary duty is choosing between a subscription SaaS model and an owned on-premise architecture. This matrix evaluates both models. Subscriptions minimize initial costs, but create perpetual operational expenses with annual fees and restricted data limits. Ownership requires a higher upfront capital expenditure. However, eliminating recurring fees delivers a higher return on investment and provides total control over community data. Choosing between SaaS and ownership is a choice between renting convenience or purchasing permanent infrastructural control. This framework maps architectures against specific pain points. Smaller HOAs lacking capital reserves need solutions deployed quickly with minimal cash. Here, a subscription cloud model justifies ongoing software fees. Conversely, mid to large communities prioritize long-term fiscal responsibility and advanced features. When the goal is to permanently eliminate recurring fees and maintain total data ownership, an owned system's upfront expenditure is the most mathematically viable choice. Modern access control is a central administrative tool for upholding community standards. Fiduciaries should carefully map their chosen architecture against the community's capital reserve study to ensure the investment is sustainable. It is important to reject vendor lock-in models that prioritize continuous corporate revenue over the actual safety of the residents. Demand a security infrastructure that scales with the community's needs while ensuring that your data remains private and accessible only to the board. True community security requires a shift toward owning the intelligence that protects the property, moving the board's role from passive observation to active oversight.